Hi, it's the first of the month, so it's time for me to have a look at the asset kits of the month for May 2020. I'm Lady Lex UK, and this is my selection that I've made from looking through the Dreamiverse on a regular basis and pulling out my favourite asset kits. Now, I'm defining an asset kit as a collection made by one person or a dedicated team, normally to a theme. These are not collections of objects from lots of different creators in the Dreamiverse. So these are purpose-made kits. And they can be sculptures, architecture, landscaping parts, sound effects, that sort of thing. There is no limit to what you can make your theme collection, your asset kit form. If you are making asset kits and you'd like me to consider it for asset kit of the month, please send them to me. That's fine. You can send them using the send to link. So we're going to start with the sound effects. So if we go into now, how do I open up? There we go. Retro Instruments by Beanbob 101. So this is a collection of synths and other things. So we've got some nice bass synths. So these are different synth sounds that you can use for your music, and there's a nice demo here that we can see it in action. There you go. So if you want to make 80s music, this is a really great little kit of instruments for you to use. So make use of this. All very, very good. Right, our next one is a collection of sounds I will use later by Indica Night. So not clear what the theme is, but these are mostly ambient noises. So you've got hums, sounds of the wind and that sort of thing. Just some odd ambient noises, footsteps. Great for horror movies, that sort of thing. There we go. There's a weird sound. So there we go. There's a collection of sounds for your latest horror flick.
What's that?
Here we have Deep Words and Such Vocal Sample Pack. This is designed to be used for rap, trap, and EDM music, but I mean you can use it for anything you want, really.
Check.
I beat up all on your mic. Hey, bass.
Beep, beep, beep. You have a beep. What's that? What's that?
Well, a mic with the stacks with the mix back to Mac.
So there's lots of really interesting sounds in here. So if you're planning on making a piece of music to honour the creator John Beach, you could use this.
John Beach.
So there's lots of things you can do there. There we go. So that's by Subtenko.
What's that?
And we've got Depressed DriveThru Dude Collection by Aaron's 1010. So if you're making a game where you need a drive-through attendant sound. So there's a sound that you can't actually hear what they're saying, so it's all very useful. So there you go. So lots of different restaurants are in there, and a few different prices, and just a general sound effect there that you could use. So if you're wanting to make a drive-through, there we go. There is some vocal choices. Right, sound effects and character dialogue by Johnny Cod. So we've got some sound effects. We've got Got some monster noises.
Stupid human.
Got some animals. Laughing. Now, this is something to be aware of when you're creating a collection. The name of the thing displays right over the top of. It makes it really difficult to see some of the stuff that people have to move in. So be careful when you do your collection, not to put it too much near the top.
Tunable behavior, I know. Some might call me.
So they've got ramblings.
Tunable behavior, I know. Some might. Tunable behavior, I know. Some might call me. Well, thank you for your help.
Now, it's interesting. I think what he's done is he's cut these things up, but he's not done the sound effects. So you don't know what it's going to say until you actually click on it and play it, because the hover doesn't actually give you the correct words that are actually there. So but you got this old prospector sound effects there. So it's really good. There's our vocal collections for this month. Right, onto some props now. So we have Vintage Antique Assets Collection. This is by Piano Guy 37. These are lovely. These are really, really, really good. So we've got some electrical switches and things. This is very nice. Little tiny little prop hiding. There we go. So you've got a nice vintage switch there, and that will go up and down. You'll have to put some logic in there to make that move and do what you want it to do, but that's not a problem. I actually have used this. I'm making a game right now, and I've used this switch because I thought it was fantastic. So there we go. Some really nice lights. Look at those. That's very splendid, isn't it? So we're making a hotel lobby or something. These are great for that. What we got here? Fans are very nice. Do they spin? Yes, they do. Fantastic. Very useful. Office sets. Home sets. There's some antique fans that sit on the desk. These are great. And don't forget, if you're making an airplane or something, you can always take these things apart and just take the fans. The propellers. If you can't find something suitable. Here's a nice clock. Lots of people making haunted house type things. These are ideal. Perfect. Sofa. People forget the soft furnishings, I feel, in dreams. This is a great sofa. Look at this. Lovely retro style turn of the century sofa there. Not this is turn of the century, the last turn of the century. Various pianos that they've made. This is gorgeous. Look. This Victorian upright piano. That's very similar to the one that my parents have at home. Very nice. Except theirs is a player piano. Have they done a player piano in this collection? Let's have a look. That's a playable version. A ruined piano with all its bits. Look at that. That's fantastic. Upright piano, grand piano. Somebody ought to make a player piano. That would be good. Anyway, these are really, really good quality. The thermo on them is excellent. That's only 1% graphics, that. Look at that. Tons of detail and only 1% graphics. You can't really ask for more. Very, very good. Right, our next kit is from the Queen of the Asset Kits, Diamond Diancie Turns. This is Tropical Paradise. So we have a selection of interesting rocks. We've got a tiki mask. That's very nice. Look at that. Shouldn't it be hollowed out if it's a mask? I think I would have hollowed that one out, but there we go. It's going to go on the wall. You wouldn't know. Depends where you're going to put it, of course. Then we've got some coconuts. That's a good coconut. Look at that. That one is hollowed out. There we are. So if you want to be making exotic drinks, stick a straw in that. There we are. Have it on the beach for your pirate level, who knows. And there's some really nice flowers here. You could have those scattered about in the grass to make your landscape look more interesting. And over here we've got some reed wall panels. So this is really good. It says delete all options but the one you want before cloning. There we are. Colour it first. So there we are. Bamboo floor tile. Very nice indeed. All very useful, as you'd expect from a Diamond Diancie asset kit. This is My RPG Assets by the Red Scare 22. I'm trying to make a collection of assets to allow me to make a full RPG game. So there's a lot in here. We've got some shields. There's some nice shields with skulls on. A shield on fire there. Shield with some swords on. We've got staff with a skull on the top. We've got a lightning staff. It's got this lightning effect coming off it. So you want a magical wizard. There we go. There's some special effects, lightning and things. There's a selection of weapons, rather nasty looking spiky club. There's some puppets. Some of the games that you use this stuff in, and there's also some dungeon assets and stuff for you to look at. And some sounds. So there we go. So a nice mixture of stuff there. This is My Afghan War Assets by the Red Scare 22. All these assets are made by me except for one puppet. Most of these assets are recreated from helmet cam footage from my experience in Afghanistan. So we have a lot of building stuff. There's weaponry. All of it designed to look relatively realistic. Some more realistic than others. Obviously, when we look at the puppets, they're very basic, but quite useful. But then you go look at the hand grenades. You know that's gone for, they've gone for realism for those. So it's really very well observed, and there's lots of scenes. Look at that. They've used these props. There we go, there's our Taliban. And look at that. There's Afghanistan. There's a little building that he's used these assets for. So really quite useful. So depending on what you're after, there's some good weapons and grenades and things in there. This is Traps and Buttons by Johnny Cod. A small kit this time. Well, I like this because it allows you to animate and do these things yourself. Look at this. So, nasty looking spikes that you can put in your level. That's all animated up. These spikes here, you'd have to animate yourself, but there you could have the walls closing in, a la Indiana Jones. Very useful, very nice, and you could always turn them up the other way and have them coming around the ground. Not limited to just having them as walls. There's a fire trap here. So the fire comes out of these, I presume, when you stand on it. It's hard to say because there's no example here, but swinging axes. There we go. And don't forget, you can always adapt all of these things that people make. Put your own axes on there. Just use the mechanism. So there we are. There's lots of things in there. traps and things. Right, our next pack is Lava by Tony1979. There's a lava tile, lava flowing, and they don't look like much, but if you look at the showcase, it's quite impressive how it can put it all together. And this makes a little platforming style thing. You got Connie there on top of the. These come up in the air. Look, this is cool. There we are, and it's all deadly. Oh no, she disintegrated. That's a pretty good effect, actually. So there we are. So if you wanted to make a lava level, you could use these lava assets and don't have to make your own. Right, next kit. Bush Kit by Modern Day Caveman. This is a selection of rather nice bushes and trees and rocks and things. It's interesting. If we go into remix this, you can do this sort of thing, which is very good for natural looking platforms. You can take it apart, I think, can you? There we go, you can take it apart so that you just got the grass, just got the rocks and everything, and you can always do this sort of thing. So if you just wanted the top. So don't be frightened to adapt props that people have made, because not only are you making them more to your needs, so you get more versatility. Look at that. You see, now we've created, and we'll put that down on there like that. So we've created a brand new rock formation there. So you can play about with all of these things. It's makes them even more versatile once you're finished. So there we go. Lots of rocks and bushes and things for you to make your landscapes. House Materials now by the Lil Z. So we've got a selection of all sorts of things. There's quite a nice sofa. He says he called it a couch, so it's a couch. Maybe that's nice. 70s style thing. We've got a full kitchen here. Working doors. Drawers and faucet, it said. So, then you put your man in there. There we go, we can open up drawers. It's really good. There's some nice logs. There we go. They're very useful for all sorts of things. Make your own timber frame house if you want. Just cut and paste. We've got a series of tables and lamps. This is quite a nice lamp. I like the softness around the bottom of the lampshade there. There's no light bulb in there. You might want to put one in. There you go. Very nice. Next one is 3408 box. I have no idea what 3408 is. This is by Tetsudama Ukami. These are very realistic looking things. So we've got some beautiful carved wood panels for making a palace or a ballroom or something. I mean, they're just beautiful. Really very, very nicely done. There's a bookcase there in the same style. At the top here we've got some nice furniture. There's a writing desk there. This is rather splendid. Look, this half round table with a globes inside that it looks like it's spinning. It's fantastic. Really, really nice looking things. And down here, what do we have here? We've got something a little bit more modern, perhaps. Sort of a lectern. You could make that, turn that into a smartphone. We're putting a screen on the front of that and sticking it on a table. So you can mix and match your stuff around. So let's have a look at the sample of what you can make with these bits and pieces. And as you can see, it's really, really, really lovely. Use of light and everything through the lattice windows is just amazing. That looks great. Furniture's very nice. So there's the use of the lectern look there as a signpost for going in here. Look at the ceiling. It's amazing. Really, really very nice. And it's really nice that these people are sharing these assets so everybody can use them. Fabulous. Right. This is Village de la Plage by Pity Panda 77. It's a very small set here. It's 3 little houses, but they are so beautiful. I love the look of these. I love these with the little boats on the top. It's like so nice, and there's some sound effects in the little boat here. This is a lovely little boat. So they've made a little boat shop. It's so lovely. I'm hoping they're going to make some more. Here's another little one. Sort of Japanese style, I guess. All bamboo and everything. And they're all up on stilts, all up on off the ground, so they look like they are meant to be on the beach or something like that. Look at that. I love that. Those little shells. Just so simple and nice. There we go. Our next collection is guns. Something different. Joel GD. All the guns I have made and more to come. So if you're looking for a gun for your first person shooter, there are lots of options here. So we've got an SMG here. There it is. Really great for first person shooters when you just want to see the gun and nothing else. We've got shotguns. We've got sniper rifles. Big LMGs. This is a Lewis gun, apparently. It's great. Now, most of these are remixable. This one doesn't appear to be. But it is an element, so I'm assuming you can stamp this in. You just can't remix it. Others, though, are thoroughly remixable, so you can remix. So I'm not sure about that one. They're obviously going to be making more. They've got space here for assault rifles and pistols, so it might be a good idea to follow this collection. And they've also got some bullets here as well. Casings and things. So all very useful. Here is an Egyptian collection by Lucas Goers. What's interesting about this is it's not Egypt as we know it. This is like an alternative Egypt where they were all guinea pigs. So there's a guinea pig mummy there. You've got some scarab beetle pots, which is all well and good. And then we've got some canopic vases where they put the bits of the bodies in, which are very nice. But then you go and look at their sphinxes. Look, they're guinea pigs. It's the cutest thing. Look at this. The guinea pig sphinx. I think that is amazing. I love it. Now, of course, the chances of you wanting to have a guinea pig sphinx is probably... But you could take this and put an ordinary sphinx head on that one, if you didn't want the guinea pig. But I think it's amazing. It's so cute. So there's another one. Sat on a throne this time. Again, you can always swap that over for a head, and they got broken ones. This is really cool. That looks really good. I love Egyptian things. I think there should be more Egyptian things in Dreams. There's not enough Egyptian levels in Dreams, in my opinion. Right, this is mine. I was actually making a mini kit for my daily challenge. I had a daily challenge called Dream May. I'm going to be running it again next year, so I hope some of you will take part. I give a word of the day and you make something. So the word of this day was tile, and I decided to make literally some tiles, and I was really pleased with the results. So we've got this one's based on a Rennie Macintosh design. Really good for around fireplaces, that sort of thing. This is sort of a 1970s inspired thing for a kitchen or something. We had no taste in the 70s whatsoever. There's another one. This is sort of a late 60s style thing. My nan had some kitchen tiles that looked very similar to those. And there's another Rennie Macintosh floral design there. And I've got just a star shape there on that one. So, yeah, I was pleased with those. So, help yourself to those. You can detach them from the tiles themselves. So, you can just use them as stickers if you want. So, you don't have to have them on tiles. You can make them into wallpaper or whatever you need it to be. So, there's those. Right. Trees of the US by Anime Boys 0021. So, we've got lots and lots and lots of trees. There are people making really, really nice looking trees. There's a ponderosa. Look at that. Lovely realistic tree. There's people making great forest sets right now. All thanks to people like this who are making these fabulous trees. That's a great tree. Actually, let's have a look. It's quite high. It's 7%. But then you can see why. It's a very big tree. Lots of leaves on it. So there's the evergreens. Then we've got some deciduous trees. There's a globe willow. And you'll notice the picture shows you it in situ, but it's not in the asset. This is exactly how you should do it. Make your thumbnail, make it look as attractive as possible, but only leave the actual asset available for when anybody stamps it. This is fabulous. And as you can see in the picture, they made it yellow. This is it green, so you can always recolour. And we get down to the palm trees. There's a gameplay friendly palm. There we go. So that's presumably low thermo. And it swings with the breeze, which is really nice. Gives it a bit of life. Loads of palm trees there for you to have a look at. Look at that one. Wow. Let's have a look at that. All of them. That one moves. These ones don't. Oh, lots of options there. Fabulous. Then we have Puppets by Coyote23. For those of you who are not quite sure where to start when it comes to designing their puppets, here are a few basic body shapes that might be useful to you. So they've shrunk down a puppet and get it proportions for a child. That's perfect. So you can just put an outfit on that and a head. That's perfect proportions for a child model. You can see that that's more child dimensions. Here we have a brutish character, so that, you know, your thug character, little legs, big chest. Be fun to do something with that. We've got some fat people. female body Western cartoon. It's a very strange looking creature that is, but there we go. So there we are. I think it's an interesting collection of templates, so that you can get going straight away without having to fiddle about with changing all the dimensions around. United States Assets by Anime Boy 0021. So we've seen the trees. That was the trees that he did, but he's also got some architecture, some rocks and mountains. The architecture is the thing that I particularly like. He's done some really lovely houses. This is great. Sit in the background there in your game. From a distance, so if you had them in the background there, they look fantastic. And you've got different options. So you can have them from different angles. Windows at all angles, and it can make it look completely different. And obviously you can recolour and do all sorts of things with them. So we've got some modern skyscrapers here. Look at that. People making racing games. This is the sort of thing that they like to have in the background there. They're great. Just to show you some of the rocks. Here's a nice rock. It's not that easy to make rocks. You'd think it would be an easy thing to make, but to make it look like a real rock, nice and interesting, it's not that easy actually. This is a very nice rock covered in moss. There we go. Very nice. I've got some mountains as well. There we go. Look at that. Apparently this is a real mountain range that he's copied. Fabulous. Right, next one. Architectural building by Chavez 37. There's a mixture of stuff in here. So we've got a selection of walls. Obviously you would have to pick out the ones that you need, but you've got tiled walls that are broken, concrete, bricks, tiles, you know, very dirty concrete. Very useful. Just pick the bits that you need out of that. We've also got these frame cottages. These are great for a medieval RPG style thing. Make up your villages. And you've got the individual frames here without anything in, so you can use that and put different roofing on and all sorts of things. Incredibly useful. Very, very well made and very nice. There's a door there. There's some lamps. There's some fences. And we've got sort of dungeon parts here. This is rather nice. So if you're making RPGs, you might want to have a look at that collection. These are walking sims by Coyote23. Most of these are remixable. I think this is the only one that's not. But the rest of these are totally remixable. So remixable sets like these, you can use them and move stuff around to just make it uniquely yours, or you can just use it as it is and put your game inside. So you can put in collection quests and things in levels like this. Put your characters in. You could have enemies popping out from behind those trees. It's very pretty, very, very nice. Like I say, lots of people are making really great forestry walks and things. And it's nice that some people are sharing them so we can use them. Sand City is rather nice. This is a very nice set for use for something. I believe I might have had this in a pick of the week previously. now it's available in this kit for you to use. I don't know if all these assets are available individually. They might very well be. You might want to look that up under the creator's name. So we just have a quick look, just to see. Let's look for sculptures, elements. Yes, there's a few things in here that they've made and released. So you might be able to find some of those individual pieces. Rock floor. Anyway, lots of options there. And now we've got Stone Castle Elements by Hammersat F. And 3 others. Oh Hey Cat, Chaos and Tempest Tito. So here we have some really nice assets for making castles. So we've got a really nice themed, medieval themed thing here with some roof pieces. We've got your brick walls, archways. Nice pair of steps there. Let's have a quick look at that one. There we are, look at that. Very nice. Incredibly useful. Have that in your castle. You could have that in a garden set where it goes up to the house or something. Very nice. Lovely selection. Nice pointy roof to make yourself your classic fairy tale castle. If you like, though, Abbess Cassatt kit by Jar Javron. This is got more of a Arabian castle, so it's all very sandstone effects. This is beautiful. Look at this. This is a round platform. Beautiful carved stonework there. You could have that in a garden setting as a garden feature. You could also turn it upside down. Look, it gives you another option. So it's all very good. It's very noisy outside. I do apologise. Abbess double pillar. Got some hoops on the rings on the bottom there. Useful for making palisades and palisades. Palisade? I don't know how you pronounce that. Right, there we go. Very nice kit. Small kit, but nice kit. Here we have Catastrophe, All Enemies and Bosses by Dangerous Dump. They're making a game called Catastrophe, and they're releasing all of the characters, which is really very generous. I love these. They've taken this basic character of this cat and given him different outfits. I mean, some of them are amazing. This is Fluff. I can't possess her, but I'm assuming that is based on a mannequin, and you just need to change the options on the chip. There they are. It's a great kilt. You've got a baker version there, carrying a cake with a chef hat on. I think they're cute. A little bit menacing, but there we go. It's interesting to see what you can do with one single character and how different you can make them look, even though the basic model is exactly the same. I think this is a great exercise for you to try for yourself. Right, lastly, Explosives by Soshito Entronato. We have a series of explosive things. So we've got a detonator there, plunge type. We've got a box of dynamite. We've got dynamite with a... You could put some numbers on there, have a countdown on there. Have it as a bomb. We've got Claymore there. Useful if you're making a Call of Duty style game then. We've got a sea mine. Might be interesting for your underwater level to have some of those floating about. There's a landmine. So lots of options there for explosive things. Things that will go boom. Obviously there's no special effects and things. I don't think these do go boom. They're not rigged up to do anything, but you can add a little bit of logic to these so that they will do what you want them to. Very cool. So there we go. That was my asset kit collection of the month. So you can check that out. I will put the link in the description. And there will be another asset kit of the kits of the month next month. So if you've got any asset kits that you want to share with me, just send to using this link here, and I will have a look. I sort of try and look on a daily basis to have a look and see what's in there, and hopefully end up with a nice big collection like this. So it's nice to check out asset creators and champion them occasionally, because I feel that they are the poor relation of Dreams creators. I don't think they get enough attention from everybody else. So I hope you enjoyed those asset kits. Keep those kits coming, and I'll catch you in your dreams.